end that marriage. Your life first.
Dear lady, if I can advise you as well, do not leave your marriage. You will be the most stupid woman to leave your marriage because your husband found a different way of communicating with his God. That is in a traditional way. Hi, Sophia. How are you today?
I'm very good, Trendy. And how are you doing?
I can't complain. Thank you so much. So, we have another interesting topic today, but very, very delicate and sensitive. So, a lady contacted me today and said that she wants my opinion and your opinion as well. Probably people who are watching to comment that she wants to leave her husband, that her husband was a Christian when he married her and they wedded in the church. Suddenly, after many years, the husband converted into traditional religious worship, and the husband is expecting her to accept him like that. So I asked the lady, did your husband stop you from going to church? She said no, that the husband allowed her to go to church, but her spirit is not allowing her to be there. So she wants to end the marriage and seeking our opinion to know what we have to say regarding that. So, what do you think, Sophia? Do you think that this lady is justified to leave the marriage because of the husband's religious practices or not?
My opinion, I think she should leave the marriage. I think
What?
it is enough reason
What?
for her to leave the
What?
marriage. Yes, I said what I said. It
That
is
she should
enough
do what?
reason for her to leave the marriage because there is no spiritual compatibility. What do I mean by this? They got married in the church. There were vows taken in the church. And for the husband to do otherwise means he's breaking that covenant that was taken in the church. If I were the woman, I would do the same because the covenant has been broken. For him to deviate from the Christian belief and move into a traditional belief and want her to join him, no, 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 no. They never got married from the traditional belief
He
in the
didn't
first place.
he didn't want her to join him. He allowed her to be going to her church, but
Why
just
he continues with his traditional practice, it's just a
yes,
matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Before you know it, he will ask her to join it. Because right now the home is divided. We never can tell. If the husband decides to one day just spy her like that, because maybe that is what is needed, the sacrifice is needed in the traditional belief, what will she say?
can I come in there? You
Okay,
know, you know that I don't actually know how to explain it, but I think a lot of people have been brainwashed to believe that traditional religion is only incantation and buying people. Let me explain to you. Traditional religion is a type of religion just like Christianity, just like Islam, just like Hindu, just like every other religious practice is there. The only thing that this is the religion that our forefathers are known for. Traditional religion does not mean that someone had to buy someone. No, this is just a way that this man wants to communicate to his God, probably through his ancestors. And I believe that people should be religious tolerance, allowing people to practice whatever they want to practice. I thought that in Christian faith that it is said for better for worse. So where does that for better for worse go to? Your take on that?
yeah, in Christian faith, it's called for better for worse. And in the Christian faith, they said we should not be unequally yoked. So her being yoked with him in the traditional belief is already going against her Christian belief, which is being unequally yoked. So she cannot be unequally yoked. Continue with that marriage, meaning that she's going to be unequally yoked. And what does it mean to be unequally yoked? It's just like putting something on a horse and then another animal will be like a cat. You can't hang both of them together to not work now. That is them. To just be that's like them being unequally yoked. So it cannot work with the Christian belief and the traditional belief. And who told you that in the traditional belief they don't buy people? They do, trendy. I'm telling you. They do.
And who told you that there are some religious belief that's bad people too? So in every religion there are bad people and there are good people. You can agree with me that if you go through social media, you will see a lot of vices which are negative that portrays Christianity in negative form. And that is exactly how traditional practices, some of them that are bad, portray them as bad, and so on other religious practices. So you cannot just demonize a religious sect and say that all of them are bad. I do not believe that. Honestly, I'm very, very surprised that you are saying that a woman should leave her husband because the husband believed in another faith other than the one that she knows about. So what about the children? What about is this just enough for a woman to leave her husband? I mean, think about it and say something that I think is right.
Trendy. I say it unapologetically. I'm telling you. As long as they got married in the Christian belief, in the Christian faith, going otherwise is called spiritual mismatch. There is just going to be a spiritual mismatch, and it cannot work. Two cannot work together except they agree. That is what is in the Bible. So both of them can no longer work together because they do not agree. So that marriage is already as good as broken.
Okay. Okay, I want to explain something to you. I know my
Okay.
parents those days. My father is a traditional man. He follows traditional worship, and he's the best man I've ever met. And my mom was a Catholic and married my dad, and my mom lived and left a Catholic. And even later on, converted my dad. They wedded in their old age. And my dad never hurt my mom. My dad never did anything negative or bad. Only that his own way of worship is different from my mother's own way of worship. And he allowed my mother to do whatever she wants to do in the church. And I believe that this man who wants to go back to his roots, probably want to go back to their, his forefathers' way of practicing, I don't think that he is doing anything wrong. I believe that this man has his own best interest. He has his reason for doing that. And for the fact that he did not force his wife or mandate his wife to follow him, I think the wife should consider it. I don't think this is enough to break marriage. And it is not encouraging people as well to follow way of life which you're proclaiming, like a Christian belief and so on. But when you do that, what do you expect people outside to believe or to follow you? Don't you think it's very discriminating?
Not very discriminating at all. And you said it all. You said your mother later converted your father into the Christian faith. Just imagine if she was not able to convert him. So why did your mom convert your father into the Christian faith? She would have just left him, but because secretly she wanted him to come into the Christian faith. Do you get it? What if this lady is not able to convert the husband back into the Christian faith, and she doesn't want a man that is not equally yoked with her? She doesn't want a man that is not a Christian. She doesn't want a traditionalist. And because as time goes on, we never can tell that your father did not force your mom into stopping her church. We don't know what this man can do. Your father's own could be a one-off. What if later he forces her to become a traditionalist? Or just like I said, what if he buys her in the future? Let's think of her life. What if he buys her in the future?
You know what? We have so many things to talk about and we have so many mountains to climb. There are lots of people, including you, who are seeing certain things with cotton wool on their faces. Are you
Really?
telling me? Yes. Are you telling me that my forefathers, my ancestors, all of them that did something nice and good, that all of them are condemned because they are not Christians, the way you just said? I don't believe that. But anyway, this might be something that we're going to discuss later on. People really need to see through other people's lens as well and not one-sided or just kind of, I don't want to call it myopic concepts, but what can I say? I cannot change a lot of people, including you. So your final take on this so that we draw the curtain.
Okay, my final take would be, if you are listening, dear lady, please do what you can. If your husband insists that he's not going to come back into the Christian faith, which you married him for, please, for your safety, for the safety of your kids, before you are married or your kids are married, you can as well end that marriage. Your life first.
Dear lady, if I can advise you as well, do not leave your marriage. You will be the most stupid woman to leave your marriage because your husband found a different way of communicating with his God. That is in a traditional way. And you believe that your own is the best, which everybody's own is the best. But if this is why you want to leave your marriage, I am very sorry for you. I'm sure you will regret it. And when you regret it, you will come back to tell me that you're regretting it. Don't take Sophia's word for it. Stay in your marriage. I'm telling you. Stay in your marriage. Sophia. Sophia. I will see you in our next broadcast. Tell people to follow our page, like, comment, and share. Go on.
Okay, people, please follow our page on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube. Like, share, so that so many people can hear our input, so many people can work with our advice. Please don't forget to share and don't forget to click the like button. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll see you guys in our next podcast. Bye.
Bye.